Hello, hello. Happy Thanksgiving week. Hi, you guys. Say hi when you come on. Let me know where you're watching from so we can see where you are and make our connections all over the world. In the US, tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and I'm super excited to be able to come in today and sit and connect with you to talk about some of the things that no one likes to talk about that happen around the holidays. So, one of my favorite things, if you know me, you know that I like to name the thing that no one else likes to name. And I have known for a long time of working with families, of working inside of sort of people's world of what happens behind closed doors, that around the holidays there is a huge spike in the stressors people normally have. Looks like big depressive episodes for some people. Looks like anxiety for other people. Looks like a family in crisis for others. So I'm going to talk about that today, and I'm going to really highlight two pitfalls that happen for especially moms, but that happens for people around the holidays, and really just help you to be able to see things that might be coming down the pike at you, or to name things to understand what's happening for you in a way that maybe you hadn't really noticed before. If you haven't met me before or worked with me before, my name's Honor Janetsky. I am a therapist, longtime therapist, now coaching moms through three different coaching programs that we have to help people achieve their dream life. So to go from surviving to truly thriving, mind, body, spirit, thriving in motherhood, in your relationships, healthy boundaries, in parenting, lots of joy and fun, and in your health, feeling vibrant and feeling mentally and emotionally grounded and clear. And this is such a joy that I get to come in and share with you guys in this weekly broadcast. Normally I go live on Thursdays, but since tomorrow's Thanksgiving, I'm coming in to meet you here today. Stay with me today. We're going to cover two pitfalls that are really, really common places that people fall into around the holidays, whether that's Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever your seasonal holiday is. And so first, just to name this elephant in the room of holidays. So why do people kind of spiral out and spin out at holidays? It's one of those things, sort of the pandemic did this for people too. It's one of those things like the stressors that are already here, but kind of lurking under the surface in the normal way that we do life every day, tend to come above ground during times when we focus on relationship, on family, on history, on tradition. The past kind of comes whooshing in to remind us of all the ways that we still have not resolved our past trauma, our family issues, or the current issues coming up in your now marriage, your relationships, or your kids. So all the wonky functioning, all of the ways that kids are not cooperating, or they are ungrateful and bratty, or all the ways that your partner does not appreciate you, or all of the ways that your family disappoints you. All of these things will come into full focus around holiday season. And so where you might be able to avoid them like the rest of the year, they're going to be kind of unavoidable around not only your chosen family, but family of origin. Things get really amped up. So I don't know if you've experienced this, but if you have parents or people who you grew up with, siblings, and you spend time with them now, no matter how evolved you are, how much therapy you've had, how much you've grown, or how much you meditate, you might experience that there's a real regression that takes place for you, that you feel irritable or snappy, or you get angry a lot more, or you kind of have to run and hide and avoid people because you don't know how to not be that 13-year-old kid that you were when you're around your family. And that's really, really common. So traumas get triggered under stress, and holidays equal a lot of stress. So we see more depression, we see more anxiety, we see more kids in crisis. All right. It's not just you. If this is happening for you, I'm going to stop here and just take a little poll. So, what is one thing that you notice gets harder around the holidays, November through December, or around birthdays? Just one thing. I know my family, it was a spike in anxiety from um, the kids around their birthdays. Um, there are different things that happen around other holidays, but just one thing, drop it in the comments now so that we can see and I can speak to it too. And I'll see if Facebook's going to show me any comments today. Sure hoping so. I see nothing as of yet. Hopefully it will show up. Okay, so drop it in the comments. One stressor you notice around holidays. It might be yours or it might be in one of your family members. Okay. So once you get those down, I'm going to just name a couple of narratives that we hold in us that tend to bubble up around the holidays so that you can listen and just see what's true for you. So one of the big ones that happen is people, especially moms, feel like, I call it the not enough narrative, but it doesn't usually sound like that. It sounds more like, how is this my life? How did I get here? How did it get to be like this? This is not what I planned. This is not what I thought it would be. I did not think that we would still be struggling with this after this many years or after this long. It might sound like my kids are ungrateful brats, or they're so mean. Oh my gosh, what's going to happen to them? What kind of humans are they going to be like in the world? You might feel really worried about that. It might be that you're angry that your spouse still hasn't changed or won't change no matter what you've said. And so in the mind, this plays out like no one appreciates me. No one sees what I do. They just expect me to do it because I've always done it. So they just expect me to show up for them, to cook all the food if you cook in your house, or to host. A lot of my clients will say, my family just assumes or expects for me to do these things. And so here we're getting closer to the pitfalls. Here we're kind of wandering into the territory of why we end up frustrated, overwhelmed, feeling like, oh my gosh, how did this even happen? How am I even here? Two of the ways that happens. The first pitfall is this. We're operating from a viewpoint, from a perspective that says, it is your fault. You're the reason why things are the way they are. We usually do this with a spouse, but some people do it with their kids too. This is your fault. If you would not be like this, or if you would just be like that, or if you would just do what I say, then things would go better with the kids. Then I wouldn't have to be so overwhelmed. So we think this first pitfall is actually us thinking that the place where we are now, our current iteration of life, is someone else's fault. They are the cause of my unhappiness. You are the cause of my frustration. If you wouldn't do this, then I wouldn't be here. Huge pitfall, most common pitfall I've seen in the 20 years of working with women. Why do we do that? I'm not going to go into it today. And it's also an exercise in insanity to overthink and analyze about it. That does not help. Just notice if you're doing it. So anyone guilty of number one, say yes to number one in the comments now. Just give me a yes. If you're a no on that one, then you might also be a no on number two, but the second pitfall kind of bounces off the first one. And the second pitfall is this. That part of my life, that job, that home, that family member, that kiddo, that spouse, that needs to change first. People even do it with their health. My health needs to change first before I can feel better. These things need to feel better before I can start feeling happy. I can start deciding what I want before things can be better with my family, before we can have happy family time. These things need to change. Okay, now, if this is your first time ever hearing anything like this, I get it that it may sound totally nutty. But the reality is only you, are the common denominator in every relationship you have, in your work life, in your home life, and in your health. You are the common denominator in all of those things, okay? And so if you are saying to life, if you're saying to your spouse, when you change, then I'll be okay, it's never going to work. It's never going to work. And the reason why it's not going to work is because no one else can give you your peace. That can't come from the outside in. No one can give me my peace. Just like no one can give you your peace. Think about it. Peace of mind, peace in your body. Do you think anyone can really give you that? No. So what we wish for and what we hope for is that annoying stimuli would just stop. That my kids being loud would stop. That my husband being overly demanding would stop. That my mother being needy would stop. That my sister being expecting me to be who she wants me to be, that would stop, right? If everyone would just stop that, I'd be okay inside. And here's the tricky part about that, is that when you live from that way, from that perspective, you're basically waiting on other people to make decisions for themselves that you have no power and no control over. And you know what else you're doing? You're living in some not now, not here place. You're not here. You're not here now. You're not able to have fun now. You're not able to cut loose now. You're not able to be spontaneous now because you're not in the present. You're not in the present. You're missing all of the potential for joy, connection, love, forgiveness, grace, connection, all of those things. You're missing that all because it's all here. It's right now. It's not happening tomorrow. And it's not happening when someone else makes a decision to change. It's not happening when your kid outgrows this stage, which P.S., they'll just be in the next stage. So all of what you've worked so hard to create is already here, you guys. Your beautiful family, your beautiful home, your abundant work in the world, your income that you already have, your dreams that you wanted to build. That's already here. The potential for it is already here. But you are looking in the wrong places if you are wishing things were different, if you are thinking it's someone else's fault that things aren't great right now. You can do it. You can find fault in someone else. You can judge someone else. You can be negative and pick up and look through a negative lens of all the things that I want aren't here yet. I mean, people live like that most of the time, but you know the result of that is more negativity. It's more depression. It's more anxiety. And so you're looking in the wrong places if you're looking out at others and what they are doing or what they are not doing, instead of looking where? Right here. And going, how do I feel about the way this is? So I'm going to offer you a technique today. It's called a reframe. You've probably heard of it. And it's very simple and anyone can do it. But instead of doing what you've conditioned yourself to do, what life or your parents have conditioned you to do, which is to criticize, to judge, to come from lack, to feel like nothing's the way I want it. Oh my gosh, I'm not enough. I'm all alone. No one appreciates me. How am I ever going to change this? I feel powerless. I feel helpless to change this. Life just keeps happening. It's moving so fast. How am I ever going to make a difference here? The powerful reframe is this, and use it all day, Thanksgiving and through the weekend. Life is just giving me feedback. This is my life giving me feedback that the way I'm doing things is not giving me the result that I want. If you have an off-the-charts kiddo, if you have a non-compliant child, if you have a teenager who you're pretty sure hates you, if you have a spouse who does not respect you or vice versa, I want you to stop what you're doing and let go of that story and let go of the details and let go of your certainty that you even understand it all and why it is the way it is. Because we're usually really wrong about that. Find out on clarity calls all the time. The way someone's viewing something is so wonky because it's really one-sided or really myopic view or whatever it is. The reframe here is just stop, let go of the details and go, wow, my life is giving me feedback that the way I'm doing things is not giving me the result that I want. Now, isn't that beautiful? It's so neutral, so objective. And it's also the truest story we could hold. When I look around at Thanksgiving, let's just say this isn't me, but let's just say I'm the one doing all the work. I've signed up for cooking. I've said yes to this. Everyone that asked me something, I said yes. I'm bending over backwards. I'm rushing around to the store. I don't go to the store on holidays. I don't want to do that. We figure out other ways. How do I feel about all that? If I'm like exhausted, pushing past my boundaries, I'm tired, now I'm cranky, now I'm snapping at people, now I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm not enjoying my life. And then the time comes, it's Thursday afternoon, it's Friday, I have one day off work, and I can't even enjoy it because there's so much going on, more than I even want to do. What am I noticing? Whoa. I'm noticing my life is giving me feedback that what I'm doing is not resulting in what I want. The choices I've made, the way I'm doing life, the way I've set this up is not giving me peace. It's not giving me joy. It's not feeling fun. It's not fulfilling. Now, you could go two ways with this. You can do the reframe and you can just digest what it gives you and learn from it and decide to take action, to reach out for help. Or you could do the other thing, and this is what most people do, and go into overthinking about it and go, oh my gosh, I should be able to do this and enjoy it. What's wrong with me? Someone else does it. What's wrong with, why can't I do it? And then just go into another kind of critical loop, which is self-criticism. Don't do that. Don't do that. Stop with the reframe. Take the feedback. Don't go into criticism or judgment of yourself like everyone else does. Stop and go, all that this is showing me is my system is not working. I need a better system. I need better boundaries. I need better executive functioning, a better plan. I need more intention in my life. I need help with that. I don't know how to do it. I'm so busy pleasing everyone else, I don't know how to do it. Or I can't see the forest for the trees. Amazing. Now you've acknowledged it. Now you can see it, right? Family dynamics don't change by being mad at them. Relationships with your kids, they aren't going to change or improve by you feeling overwhelmed by them. They're going to change when you decide that you're going to make it better, that you're going to learn something that you don't know, and you're going to make a shift. You're going to increase your skill set. You're going to figure out a plan and you're going to make it better. So if you're one of those people, like if this is resonating for you and you're like, yes, I need to shift my family dynamics. Yes, I need better boundaries. Oh my gosh, I need to know what is my next step. Then I want you to go ahead and book a call now. I'm going to drop my link and you're going to get on my calendar and you're going to have a free clarity call with me. And when you do, I'm going to put this clarity call link in the chat. Oh, your comments popped up. I can see you guys now. Yay, you're here. Pressure to make a great holiday, finances, time management. Okay, I see you guys. Yes. So these stressors, if you're feeling them and you're just not knowing, frankly, how to shift the way you're looking at something, how you're shifting the way that you are handling something, and it's resulting in a lot of stress. You feel like you're going into survival mode. You feel like you're angry more than you're joyful. This is not a way to live. We get a limited amount of time with our kids when they're young and when they're under our influence. And gosh, I don't know about you, but like, this is a really precious time for me. I want to give them the kind of influence that results in them thriving. But if I'm not thriving, then that's not likely to get translated, right? They're always watching. They're always learning. So if you want to discuss how to shift your family dynamics, we have several ways that we can help you with that. And we're going to start with a free clarity call. Okay. So I might give you a next step. That's an instruction, a free resource, or I might invite you to take a look at one of our programs and see if you want to come and do that work with us. Either way, you're going to get a lot of help, and there's no charge for this call. It's totally complimentary for you being here and showing up for life and showing up to up level where you're ready to. You guys, thank you so much for being here with me. And thank you guys, now that I can see you on here live. I do want you to drop a takeaway in the comments right now, something that you are taking away from this experience. What are you going to create for yourself this holiday season, this Thanksgiving, if you are celebrating Thanksgiving, when you're around your family? Remember the reframe, watch it back, you can write it down, remember the reframe, and then once you use your reframe, decide how you want it to go, and just notice what kind of feedback your life gives you. You might be like, no, I promised myself I was going to feel joy today. I'm not going to get up in anyone else's energy or their negativity or their whatever. And maybe you can do it. Maybe you already have those skills, but if you don't know how, if you just automatically feel what they're feeling, you just get overwhelmed when other people expect things of you, or you don't know how to draw a boundary, that's a great time to decide if you're ready to work on that. And if you don't know the next step, then you can reach out to me. You can get on my calendar. I'd love to have a clarity call with you if we haven't spoken before or it's been a while. And if you're thinking that you are ready for taking some action, then let's chat. Get on my calendar, and I will see you guys soon. And wishing you a beautiful, beautiful Thanksgiving. I hope you really do enjoy the time that you have with your family. Okay, see you guys next time.